Hello, I'm Frederick Bell, CEO of Altus Royalties. We're very excited to announce today the acquisition of a portfolio of cash flowing and exploration and development royalties. The three key producing royalties will add an immediate over $5 million a year US of revenue going forwards. They are consolidating the ownership historically of the portfolio that we previously syndicated. And alongside the producing assets, we have 21 development and exploration royalties, bringing significant optionality spread across Australia. It boosts our existing exposure to royalties on all of these assets, where we're familiar with the operations and with the owners. The counterparty in the transaction, AlphaStream, will become a material shareholder with 15% in the company on completion of the acquisition, and we anticipate working with them going forwards on future opportunities as well. The significance of this transaction for shareholders is that it boosts our cash flow and revenue to the company straight away. And that free cash flow margin sees even greater expansion because there are effectively no direct costs associated with the acquisition of this portfolio going forwards. So where we have $5 million of revenue, we are seeing all of that flow through after tax to the bottom line of the company. So it's a really material boost in our revenue. It's an even greater boost to our free cash flow outlook moving forwards. We already own half of the royalties on these assets, so we're consolidating our ownership over it to 100%, at the same time as gaining increased optionality across 21 assets in Australia on the exploration and development side. This transaction positions the company as the highest revenue royalty company in the sub-billion dollar space. This continues our organic growth, where we have the Diba royalty coming in 2025, and we have the planned expansion at the Karlawinda royalty coming on in from 2026. So the combination of that now adding approximately $5 million anticipated from Diba and Karlawinda, alongside this acquisition, which brings in over $5 million a year of additional revenue, should put the company in a very strong position going into 2025 and 2026 from organic growth. We'll be increasingly free cash flow positive. The company has paid down to date $10 million of the $30 million credit facility that we have used. If we continue at the current rate, we anticipate being able to completely clear that in Q2 of next year. And it will mean that the company then is in an even stronger financial position, the strongest in the company's history. In terms of the company's portfolio, this is consistent with our weighting towards precious metals and gold in particular. It will increase our portfolio weighting to gold going forwards. It will increase our exposure to gold price through the royalties and through the development and exploration portfolio. It will continue to strengthen our weighting on producing assets, which has always been a key tenet of the company. And I think that it brings in a shareholder in AlphaStream who we have known now going back 3 years. And we have worked with them since we have owned the portfolio together, and to consolidate that ownership through this transaction is a very natural step, and we're very pleased, delighted to have them joining the company and to have Prashant Francis coming on the board as one of our directors on close of the transaction. Going forwards after this acquisition, I think we've got a number of organic catalysts already built into the portfolio. We mentioned that the Diba royalty, which is coming online at the moment, is going to be a really material growth story going over 2025 for us in terms of delivering revenue. The operator Allied Gold have already spoken to the exploration upside that they're doing there, and they committed I think approximately $8 million budget across the licenses this year. So we expect to see continued revenue growth at Diba as we go forwards. We also have a number of key catalysts across some of our other royalties. Exploration program for the first time since the mine was built at Caserones, which is one of our 2 cornerstone royalties, and our second cornerstone royalty, Karlawinda, where they expect to have the plan on the throughput expansion out by the end of this year. So combined, we've got updates coming at both our 2 largest royalties. We're bringing in consolidating ownership of this portfolio, adding revenue straight away, giving us optionality every day to the gold price. And we have a lot of exploration and development assets across that portfolio that we are doubling our effective interest in. Because we've been managing this portfolio to date, it won't be any additional work on that front. It will really be continuing as normal, but with 100% ownership instead of 50%. And we bring a really new strategic shareholder on the register in AlphaStream, who we have got to know through working with them closely over the last 3 years, and look forward very much to taking that relationship on as we move forwards. So thank you very much for listening to that, and please reach out to the company if you've got any questions. And otherwise, we really look forward to keeping you up to date with the news as we progress over the remainder of this year, Q4 2024, and going into what should be a really exciting period in 2025 as we continue to hit record revenue growth. And we have the strongest financial position in the company's history, with an exploration and development portfolio that covers, I think, optionality over 14,000 square kilometers of ground. So there really is a lot of work there being done by our counterparties and operators continuing to progress those projects. And we get optionality and exposure to all of them. So thank you very much for listening. Please reach out with any questions.